Is it possible to life vision when you're at the bottom?
Not only is it possible, that's probably the best time to do it. When circumstances and situations are pressing in upon us, the only way we can overcome them is to go within, to actually begin to ask very empowering questions with the awareness that this universal presence and its law will answer any question that you ask. So if you're in a situation that is pressing on you and you ask, what's trying to emerge in my life? What is my gift to share? What is my purpose? Why am I here on the planet? Not just how can I pay my rent, not just how can I stop the pain, which aren't bad questions.
And not just even what should I do?
Not even what should I do.
Not what should I do,
No.
but the universal questions.
You ask empowering questions, the universe will answer these questions in a language and in a way that you can understand. There'll be inner prompting, there'll be intuitive hits, nudges, signs, symbols, dreams. It'll come in the language of the individual soul and heart. The difficulty is that when people are in tough situations, they ask disempowering questions.
Whoa.
They say, what's wrong? Who's to blame?
Yeah. Why me?
Yes. Those are the disempowering questions. So the universe will answer those too. It'll pull on the database of human experience and say, you were born on the wrong side of the tracks, or you were born on the right side of the tracks, or this happened or that happened. It'll give you a bevy of excuses. But if you ask an empowering question, you'll get an answer to rise above the muck. So it's all about the question, the sincerity of the question, and then the ability and the willingness to really listen, to really be available. That's where the juice is.
And that is available to every human being.
Whether an individual is in prison, whether an individual is imprisoned by circumstance, imprisoned in their own mind about an event that happened in their past, it doesn't matter. Once you ask with sincerity, the universe will answer. That's the way it operates. The presence of God has never made a mistake, doesn't do do-overs, and doesn't repeat itself. Therefore, each of us are unique expressions of the infinite. Therefore, the way the infinite gets to express its infinite nature is through its uniqueness. Therefore, I have a mandate to discover myself, find out who and what I am, what my purpose is, and to express it. So, and that idea within us is infinite and is always unfolding. So it's not a one and done. It's not, I've arrived. It's, I'm always on a journey of unfolding.
Your purpose is wherever you are unfolding in the moment, is it not?
You grow where you're planted.
You grow where you're planted.
And then you ask, what's trying to emerge? What's trying to unfold? And you'll start to get hints. You start to take baby steps walking in that direction. And as you take baby steps, inertia becomes momentum. And then possibilities start to reveal themselves. Potential starts to be activated. And you find yourself, as you look back, wow, I'm changed. I'm different. When did that happen? You have to be in alignment with it. You have to have a level of practice. You have to give up your resistance to the circumstance. In other words, you're not arguing and resisting with the circumstances. God is always answering. But are we receiving? Are we listening? Are we available? So prayer, meditation, life visioning, it attunes us to become in alignment with that vibration. So we actually can hear it, we can actually feel it, and then move in that direction. Many people, if their prayers would be answered, they couldn't even receive it. They're not vibrationally ready. You know how people do wishing wells? They throw a coin in, they forget about it, and then the thing shows up? That's called the let go. Because they had an intention, then they let it go. They didn't even think about it anymore. And once you release your grasp, then you give up your resistance, and then that which is for you will come
the
to
aha
you.
moment. Because when you want it, it doesn't show up.
Your message to the universe at that moment is, I want it, I want it, I want it, I want it, which is translating into, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it, I don't have it. So you can't receive it.
So you end up blocking your own blessing.
Totally.
In that way. You say that journey comes in 4 stages of spiritual growth. The first stage is something you call victim consciousness. Can you explain that to me?
Victim consciousness is where many people live. somebody did it to me. The reason why I'm not happy is because it just make, my ex-boyfriend, my boss.
The world isn't fair.
The world isn't fair. They're doing it to me. The reason why I'm not happy is somebody else's fault. God did it to me. The devil did it to me. My astrological sign did it to me. The numbers did it to me.
My mother.
My karma.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the victim stage. Every victim has a victim story. You ask somebody, a victim, what's going on, they'll give you a list of complaints about what's wrong and who did it. Fannie Lou Hamer once said, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah, one of my favorite quotes.
So when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, something happens. And you start to open up to a possibility that maybe I'm in my own way. Maybe there's something more than what meets the eye.
And would you say that if you are stuck and you are sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're in that space where there's no movement and you've tried everything, that it means you need spiritual momentum or you need an awakening?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're going to need something that is not within your little mind and your little perception. And that's where prayer comes in. That's where meditation comes in. That's where life visioning comes in. So if you just said, help, I'm open, I'm available to something new, now you're on your way.
Yeah.
The second stage, which is how to manifest, which is establishing intention, beginning to see visually the kind of life you want to live, beginning to have conversation about that kind of life. I tell people you have to talk about it more than you talk about your problems, because at the end of the day, if you're complaining more than you're talking about your vision, then you're in inertia. So there's a shift that takes place where you're actually talking about the possibilities more than you're talking about your issues.
Yeah.
You don't deny the issues. Bad things have happened to people. You're not denying that those things have happened.
But it's the energy that you give to it. That
Yes.
is a definite true fact. If you start talking about somebody or you're engaged in a conversation where you're gossiping, before long you're spiraling down.
Energy goes into those lower frequencies.
Yep.
Doubt, worry, fear, now you're in that sediment. You're in that dynamic. But if you start talking about possibility, even if you don't know how to get there, then your energy starts to go up. What if you ask a what if question? What if all my needs were met? What would I be doing in my life? What if everything is really working together for my good? What if all the bad things that have happened in my life are leading me to activating some great potential in my experience? What if God really is on my side?
Yeah.
You ask a what if question and you start to notice little tiny miracles happening in your life. Things start to manifest. You don't know how they got there.
What about this dark night of the soul you speak about?
The dark night of the soul is a couple of stages to it. The primary dark night of the soul is when you're losing your identification with your previous identity, but you don't yet have an identification with what's new emerging. You're in the dark.
That's good.
You don't know. You knew this is who you used to be, but you're not that anymore. But who you're becoming, you're not that either. So it's dark. It's really, and sometimes it's excruciating. Sometimes it's a lot of fear, a lot of disconnect. And I tell people that when you're going through that, tell them to ask this question. If this experience were to last forever, what quality would have to emerge for me to have peace of mind? So if you ask that question, and you say, oh, if this particular experience was going to last forever, I would need some strength. I would need some peace. I would need a little bit more, name whatever quality. Then what happens is, when your attention starts focusing on that quality, rather than resisting the dark night, then the process is speeded up. And your identification,
you move through it faster.
You move through it faster.
Yeah.
The other,
you're not like hunkering in the suffering of it.
Right.
But
and
you
then,
also say pain pushes us until a larger vision pulls us.
Right. That's one of my favorite statements is pain pushes until the vision pulls. So life is progressive, and it's pushing you
Yeah.
until you get pulled by a larger vision. So once you have a vision that you can articulate, you begin to have a vision about the possibility. You start to be pulled by it, and then once you really sincerely embrace it, and your life begins to be, okay, when I wake up this morning, I'm going to walk in the direction of my purpose. I'm going to walk in the direction of my vision.
I'm going to walk in the direction of that possibility and the potential.
Yes.
Instead of allowing myself to go, oh, woe is me, or I can't believe.
Then you're not as pushed as much. The cosmic 2x4 doesn't need to hit you as much.
Wow.
You're pulled. You're being pulled more by joy, and it's like, I'm being pulled by something. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges.
Of course, of course.
We're not praying to live a challenge-free life. We're praying that the challenges that come activate latent potential.
So this is how you learn to manifest, which is the stage 2, is by understanding that principle of the push and the pull.
Understanding that pain pushes until vision pulls. Ask what-if questions.
Yes.
Begin to see, visualize the kind of life you want to live. Begin to talk about it. Begin to write it down. Begin to dream about it. And then what I teach is you talk about it. Doesn't mean you talk to everybody, because everyone is not trustworthy.
That's right.
You talk to selected friends.
About it.
About it. You talk to it. You actually talk to the vision. Talk to the possibility. Talk to love. You talk to peace. You talk to prosperity. I see you everywhere. I see you prosperity in the lawn. I see you abundance in the grain of the sand. I see you everywhere. You talk to it, and then after a while, you're talking from it.
Let's talk about vibration.
We are vibrational beings. You know, we're not just flesh and blood. You know, if you put anything under a microscope, an intense microscope, you're going to ultimately see that everything is vibration. And as the scientists are not telling us, there's information there, but it's not solid. It's always moving. So we're vibrational beings. And when we lift our vibration to what we want to experience, it happens first on a vibratory level, and then it shows up and manifests in our life. So people who are holding on to rancor, animosity, they're slowing down their vibration.
Okay.
Another way of saying is you cannot have what you're not willing to become vibrationally. You're really radiating. Yeah, you're radiating it from within out. It's like if I become the vibrational frequency of love, harmony, peace, and I'm radiating that,
That's the key.
it's going to show up in my life.
That's the key. That's the word. You're not attracting it. You have to be it and radiate it, and then it is drawn to you,
Right.
and you to it. So then the work then becomes about you working on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to like yourself when you're by yourself.
Yeah.
You have to like yourself. I mean, when you're by yourself, you have to look at those thoughts, the beautiful thoughts, the crazy thoughts. You have to embrace yourself. You have to forgive yourself. You have to love yourself. And when you can fall in love with yourself and like yourself when you're by yourself, now you can be with others. But if you don't like yourself when you're by yourself, then you're pulling on others to make you happy.
Correct.
You see.
You also talk about wealth in the way that, you know, the idea of manifestation can be confusing to people, because a lot of people think, you know, I manifested my wealth, or I manifested my husband, my possessions, but you say that you limit your true spiritual potential if you get attached to those things.
Right. Those are wonderful signposts along the way. They're wonderful blessings. But at the bottom line, we're here to unfold our soul.
Bottom line.
Bottom line, we're here to, there's so much good within us. The purpose of human experience is that we're at a stage of our evolution where we can think about what we think about. We can actually think independent of a circumstance and choose. We can choose and let our soul unfold. And this is very important, because either people are in reaction or they're in choice. Choice comes when you expand your awareness. Reaction is if you have limited awareness. So in other words, we both know this. You take somebody like His Holiness the Dalai Lama or Dr. King, who chose to love in the face of hate. Where many people would react in the face of hate, through prayer and meditation, they're expanded their awareness and they could choose. So here in this human dimension, we learn to choose regardless of conditions. Now we're participating in our own unfolding. I can actually choose to be better.
So you teach the power of life visioning. What is the difference between visioning and visualization?
This is a great question.
This is good.
Okay. Visualization, that's stage 2, that's manifestor level. That means I actually see the life that I want to live. I see it visually. I feel it. I have an emotional bond with it until it manifests. Visioning is different. Visioning says there's something within me that I can't see, it's beyond my imagination. I want that to come forward.
It's the life force?
Yes, it's the life force. It's my unique pattern.
Okay.
It's beyond societal fantasy. It's beyond parental fantasy. In other words, your mother may have had a dream about you and wanted you to be a doctor. The society wants you to act a certain way. But there's something that's been placed there by God. And when you go into the visioning process, you're actually opening yourself up to that which is unique to you to express.
So it's not a physical vision or visualization. Like visualization is like I imagine myself to be
in Hawaii, or
yes.
you imagine yourself to have this house or this car. No, it can include that, but it transcends that. You're actually becoming in tune with your purpose.
Got it. It's a higher level.
It's a higher level.
It's a next level of unfolding.
It's the next level of unfolding.
That's what it is. It is the next level.
Yeah.
So it's like channeling, which is the next level of unfolding.
Yeah, being a channel as the third stage is I realize that I am a place through which the infinite expresses.
Oh, this is good.
You see, I'm available. So we use words like surrender, yielding, allowing, letting.
Opening.
I'm available. I'm surrendered. Now what happens? We come into frequent encounters with the zone or the flow.
Yeah.
You know, when you just get in the flow and you didn't plan something and it's not a part of what you tried to do, but if something takes you over, that's stage 3. You're in a flow now. It's like, what happened? What did I say? How did that turn out so well? Because beyond your imagination, something took you over. And something is God, you know, something talking.
Will you allow yourself
Yes.
to be the channel through which the infinite flows through?
Right. So stage 2, you cut our teeth on stage 2. You visualize, you say what you want, you do your affirmations, you set your intentions. You have to do that. And as you become a master at that level, then you start to find yourself in a moment you think not. Well, something happened. In a moment you think not, you become available, you become a channel for such beauty and greatness and love and giving and creativity.
And then by stage 4, you are like, all the time.
I don't know if it's all the time.
It's like,
yeah, you feel you're one with God, you know, and it doesn't take away from God. As a matter of fact, to limit the presence of God is to blaspheme the presence, you see. So you just feel connected. It's a connection.
yeah.
And that's stage 4 is my life is the life of God because there's no other life outside of God. God is infinite.
Who can live in that all the time? I love it. I've had
You've had moments.
moments.
Yes.
I've had glimpses. I've had moments.
I think that you just get to higher and higher levels of it.
I would agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. And you find yourself today at a higher frequency than you were 10 years ago.
Absolutely. And if not, then you're not evolved.
Right. And 10 years from now, you want to be at a higher frequency than you are now.